Hello nail professionals, thank you for checking in to another video by FingerNailFixer. Today we're going to be doing cuticle work, and the products I'm going to be using are a hand sanitizer, cuticle away for removing the cuticle, a water spray bottle, an orange wood stick, a curette, and a cuticle pusher. Let's get started. We're going to start off with hand sanitizer. I've applied it to myself and I'm going to apply to the client. Then it's time to come in and do the cuticle work. I'd like to show you a few different things. So I'm going to do one nail with the cuticle product and an orange wood stick, one nail with the cuticle product and the pusher, one nail with cuticle product, a pusher, and a curette, and we're going to do one nail completely dry and just use a pusher. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my cuticle away to the first three nails. If cuticle away is the product that you happen to use, make sure that you put a drip on each nail and that you're spreading it with your tool, because it is chemically breaking down soft tissue. So you want to make sure that you're not spreading it around with your thumb or finger day after day, client after client, or it'll start breaking down the soft tissue on your thumb and finger. So I've spread it with my tool. By the time I would apply it to all 10 nails, it would be ready to go. Since we've just put it on 3, we're going to give it kind of a couple minutes to start working. And on this first nail, we're going to use just a plain old orange wood stick. So I'm going to slide that stick along the nail, making sure that I'm covering the entire nail plate, because a new client that hasn't had cuticle work done before can have cuticle all the way down the nail plate. I'm also going to flip this stick around and try to slide some cuticle from the other direction. And then to get the most out of my orange wood stick, I'm also going to kind of go in circular motion along the back. Because if an orange wood stick is all you have, it's all you have, and you want to make sure you can get the most performance out of it. Then I'm going to turn it sideways and scoop off any cuticle that there may be, and then I'm going to be done with the orange wood stick. On the next nail, I'm going to use a pusher. I'm going to start towards the edge of the nail and work my way back. You want to make sure you're picking up the cuticle on the entire nail. See that cuticle coming up and my tool kind of catching on it? I'm not using a lot of pressure, so that I'm sure it's just picking up cuticle. You want to make sure you're pulling those lateral folds back out of your way, so that you can get your tool to the sidewall and pick up cuticle in the sidewalls. You also want to make sure you're pushing up to, but not beyond the epinicium. When I'm finished and I've gotten all the way back, I'm going to take my cuticle pusher kind of in a circular motion, because it helps pull off that cuticle. And see all of that that's come up? We could even take our pusher across and grab even more. On the next finger, we're going to start off with the pusher. Remember, you want to begin at the edge and work your way back. Also pull the lateral folds back so that you can get nice clean sidewalls. We're working our way back towards the epinicium. Nice circular motions across there to release the cuticle. You can see all that cuticle that's come up. Now, if we were doing an enhancement service, we would want to be really sure that there was absolutely no cuticle in those sidewalls or in those corners. So if you commonly have lifting along the sides or in the corner, an amazing power tool would be the Curette. Can you see how the Curette has a little hole, a little scoop the flat side of that scoop is what's going to go flat to the nail. So take the little scoop, the flat side, and go in circular motions along the side and in the corner. Make sure you're pulling the sidewalls back out of your way. And make sure you're being gentle. Cuticle work should never be painful. It should be relaxing. And even though we've already gone over that nail with the pusher, can you see that cuticle that the Curette is picking up? This makes it much less likely that we'll have lifting with our enhancements. So the Curette is like an amazing little power tool that gives you a really meticulous manicure in your prep work. See all that cuticle that we picked up? And the little scoop is even full. On the last nail, before I start, I would like to make sure that everyone is on the same page with eponychium and cuticle. So can you see this ridge of skin right here? Is it coming in clear? Mm-hmm. That ridge of skin along there is the eponychium. You want to make sure that you never trim the eponychium. It's living tissue, and if you trim it, it will become harder and more calloused, trying to protect itself from you. Can you see this whitish line right here? That whitish line is actually your cuticle. And normally cuticle is invisible. This cuticle has been kind of picked up a little bit for some reason, but there's actually cuticle out here on this whole entire nail plate. And this piece just happens to be a little more dehydrated so that you can see it. So now we for sure know the difference between cuticle and eponychium. I'm going to go ahead and do the cuticle work on that entire nail plate. And see, we are picking up some cuticle out the edge. Everyone has at least some cuticle. It's going to vary from person to person just how much cuticle there is. And as you can see with the dry manicure, we are getting cuticle, but we're not quite getting as much cuticle as we did using a product designed to help release the cuticle from the nail plate. And again, just kind of going along the eponychium in a circular motion to release the cuticle. And you can see that we've picked it up from that entire nail plate. The next thing that we're going to do is rinse the cuticle away off. If you are using cuticle away in the salon, you want to make sure that you're removing it with water. And in this size of a spray bottle, I have put 1 pump of a sensation to make my water smell nice. I also put the same sensation in the bathroom for them to wash their hands, so that they are hit by the scent several times, and then whichever scent I'm highlighting is also located near reception, so that if they enjoy it through the entire appointment, they also feel the need to take it home. At this point, we want to look back over the nails. And I'm just going to come in with the Curette to kind of emphasize how much each thing works, as well as what the Curette can do for you. This nail we did with an orange wood stick. If we just take the Curette up 1 swipe of the nail, you can clearly see that quite a bit of cuticle was left behind. So if there's that much here, imagine how much is on the rest of the nail. On this nail, we did the pusher. So if we go up the center of the nail, we're not pulling up any cuticle. The pusher does a great job in the center of the nail. But if we come around to the sidewall in the corner, see how we pick up just a smidge more cuticle that the pusher left behind? So the Curette really is just a little power tool that helps you do more. On this one that we did dry, you could also come in with a Curette on your dry manicure to just make sure you're really getting that cuticle out of those corners. It's going to give you a more meticulous manicure every time. See that cuticle we're picking up in those corners? This nail that we got clean, that we used with the curette and the pusher, I want you to look at the difference in a nail that hasn't been done. Can you see the difference in the coloration of the nail plate? And if you were here, you would be able to feel the difference in the texture of the nail. This nail is much smoother. And if I turn it in the light, can you see the difference in the light reflection from the nail that's clean versus the nail that still has the cuticle on it? Also, if you look along the eponychium, see how much better this eponychium even looks. It doesn't look as raggedy as the one that we haven't done the cuticle work on. So great cuticle work is going to be the foundation for a great service, whether it's enhancements, shellac, or polish. So really brush up on those cuticle work techniques and make sure you're using great tools. Thanks for coming.